right, Cole. What are you doing this time?
Gary, I'm hungry.
Oh, for justice or just normal?
No, for garbage pizza.
Ooh, I love garbage pizza.
Yeah.
That's a Midwest delicacy. I haven't had that since I was going to like a Casey's as a kid.
Yeah.
Pizza.
That's why we are standing inside of this Little Caesars, home of the...
Oh, you mean bad pizza?
Yeah.
I thought you meant garbage. Are you familiar with garbage pizza?
No, I'm not familiar with garbage pizza.
I'm going to take away your fucking Midwest license at some point.
Okay.
I'm sick of this.
Ohio's weird. Yeah.
Ohio's the South. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the South.
What is garbage pizza?
Yeah, garbage pizza is so it's a bunch of ingredients.
Okay.
Okay. The way you think it.
The technology of too many ingredients.
It's basically just a lot of stuff. It was a big thing in Northern Illinois.
Okay.
That they would have like garbage pizza. You would put some things on garbage pizza that were not traditional pizza ingredients.
Okay.
That would still taste good. So like this is like the beginning of pizza that had like corn or tater tots on it.
Oh, God.
From time to time.
So now I know where to go when I get my time machine to stop this from happening.
It's fucking
pizza
good,
shouldn't
dude.
have corn on it.
It's good.
Okay.
Man, pizza purist. That's all. That's very Midwest of you.
I am not a pizza purist. No, Midwest of me would be to say, "Oh, corn belongs on everything. Let's put more corn on here."
That is true. The corn subsidies pay out big for us. I still get my corn checks and not the cereal.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that was a term of art. I meant literally pizza that could have come.
Bad pizza.
Yeah, that could have come from or gone into the garbage.
I didn't mean to go so hard on you either. I just got very excited because I remembered something.
Oh, you're
just like I haven't heard that term in 15 years.
It happens to all of us, Gary.
Yeah. You get older and it becomes rare and it just feels really good. They should bottle that in a drug. You just take something and you remember stuff.
Yeah.
Anywho. You want horrible pizza.
Yes, I want horrible pizza. So I figured we could use this as a randomization because what does Little Caesars have that no place else has, Gary? The pizza portal.
Oh, sure.
Are you aware of
the guy who fucks pizza? Yeah, is making your pizza. Yeah, that ain't good.
For people who aren't aware, the pizza portal sounds like a very exciting thing, but it's actually like a heated reverse refrigerator with a computer on it, and you input your order number, and then a little door pops open for the compartment containing your order. Okay. Yeah.
That's different than what I thought it was. I thought it was the little, the tracker.
No.
So I wasn't familiar with the pizza portal. I don't eat Little Caesars.
Yes. It happens to be the one closest to me. So to open this, you literally just need to enter in a 3-digit number. That's it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to have you walk up to this. It's the busy part of the day. Go up, put in 3 digits, and we're going to see what opens.
Likely to get a pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. 069.
Okay. And here we go. It pops open. It looks like that order is for somebody named Bubba. Okay.
Oh.
All right. And let's see what the order is. God, I'm so fucking hungry. Okay, let's open this up. Oh, they got an order of slices and sticks.
Oh, Little Caesar's the one that does crazy bread.
They do crazy bread, but that doesn't fit for the randomization.
No, I know. I'm just remembering things. Yeah. This is just literally me using my brain to access files and just clapping like an idiot when it lands on something.
Yeah. Slices and sticks. It's the size of a large pizza, but one half of it is just cheese and garlic. So and you get the crazy sauce for dipping. It's actually an innovation that I wish more places would take. Because I don't know, just haven't.
Which innovation? The sauce dip, like the pizza bread?
No, the half garlic cheese sticks and half pizza.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. It's all in one box. Yeah. I like this quite a bit. So we got Bubba's Slices and Sticks, Gary Game Computer, Bubba and Stix. Okay.
Certainly, that's not a video game name.
No, it is. Core made it.
Yeah.
It's Tomb Raider.
Oh,
it's Tomb Raider did it.
Oh, the Tomb Raider people did it. All right. My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And welcome to Abject Suffering, and welcome to We Hate Movies. We're talking about The Human Centipede, second sequence. Steve, I understand this is your favorite movie.
Yep, getting a little bit of interference here.
Yeah.
This week, we are talking about Bubba and Stix. This is let me look at the cover of this and see what it calls it. I have a strategy adventure is what it's called on the manual.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And very surprisingly, not to be confused with Bubble and Squeak, a video game released in the same year that's very similar. I find that very strange. We have to do Bubble and Squeak at some point.
We do. Yeah.
I had no idea about Bubble and Squeak or Bubba and Stix.
Yeah, they got deep impacted.
Yeah. For just the weirdest shit in the world. Bubble and Squeak is a dish of cabbage, sausage, and potatoes.
Okay.
That's a food. Bubba and Stix is not.
No, not at all.
It is. It's what it sounds like in a way that you wouldn't expect. Like it is about a guy named Bubba and Stix.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it's a little dead pigeon inside or dead dove inside. Don't open. You know. Oh,
okay.
What did I expect? Right. Oh,
yeah.
It's Bubba and Stix. Okay.
Yeah.
What I didn't expect was that Core managed to rope in a little bit of SpawnCon. For no reason, this game was co-promoted along with Bubblicious Bubblegum.
Yeah. One of the worst bubblegums.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, easily.
Yep.
If not the worst bubblegum. I don't know.
I don't know. Fruit Stripe is right there.
Fruit Stripe's bad.
Yeah.
But this is also a game. So it's about Bubblicious, even though it's just because it has a hillbilly in it.
Yeah.
That's like the entire thing. It doesn't have anything to do with gum.
Bubba gum stick, although Bubblicious is not sold in stick form. It is the rectangle. Yeah.
The Bubblegum Fish Company.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most documented games that we found in terms of its origin, but also one of the most confusing. I want to read this paragraph that appears many times.
Okay.
In this, in researching this. So just on the Wikipedia, you can find the lead developer's homepage where he talks about all of his different games he's made and reflects on them. SimonPhipps.com. This is a Simon Phipps joint. Says, according to designer Simon Phipps, Core Design originally wanted, and this is the quote, a moody, dark, and atmospheric game featuring an adventurer wielding a multi-purpose stick. This is said over and over like this is a thing.
The stick, Gary, the stick is non-negotiable.
Dark, moody, those are tone things.
Mm-hmm.
Atmospheric. But it's got to feature a guy with a stick, and that stick has multiple purposes.
No stick, I walk.
This just seems cool to us. Yeah. No stick, I walk, me when I recover from physical therapy. Somebody thought this was the coolest thing in the fucking world.
You know what it has huge vibes of to me? The cool field in the November Rain video. Who was it? Was it Axel who said we wanted to shoot in a cool field?
Yeah, they made it in a cool field. Yeah. It's got cool field vibes to it. Like somebody gets a vision and God bless them, in a legitimate way. Like I find this kind of thing very cute.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, when somebody does this, like just getting wrapped around the axle on like this idea, like, I don't know, this be like Rob Liefeld, the garbage comic artist guy, has forever had this pet project about why can't stories from the Bible be as exciting as superhero stories, and has wanted to make a Bible-based superhero team that retells stories from the Bible and makes them as cool as the Avengers. And he's been talking about it for decades. I think he may have self-published it at some point.
Can he not get funding for it? Like,
well, it might surprise you. Nobody wants that because it's not true.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the stories from the Bible are not as cool as the stories of the Avengers.
You've got Samson and then nothing and nothing and nothing and then Revelation.
Yeah, you got tons of cool villains. for that kind of thing. But the hero side is a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it just doesn't, he just keeps bringing it up. I don't follow Rob Liefeld. I'm not a Rob Liefeld fan, just through comics osmosis.
Yeah.
I've accidentally read multiple interviews where he's brought up this idea that is like an absolute intrusive thought to him. He cannot get over it. That's what the people at Core wanted, but with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. It also has vibes of like, you know, the bit in the Ed Wood movie where it's like, okay, you can make a movie for us, but it has to match this poster. It's real poster first kind of energy.
It is poster first. Yeah. Yeah. Even though they went through a lot of different designs for this, ultimately settling on Bubba. It was really going to be an alien, all these things, which might explain why Bubba is on an alien world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Bubba goes and fights aliens with his stick. And this is in the category of abject suffering game, of which there are many, which is really lovingly animated garbage. like not very fun, but just really showcase of animation.
Yeah.
You know, in the 16-bit era, this happened all the time. Like something would have a lot of personality in the animation and would just be a horrible video game.
The other example being Earthworm Jim, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is more, I would say, a better game than this,
Yes.
even though that's not a very good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like anything that briefly touched against the Amiga ends up being this as well.
Yep.
You know,
Harley's Humongous Adventure.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
What
I love about this, there's a whole page of lore in the manual. Talking about like, oh, there's this guy Urfunkel T. Floop, who has captured Bubba and is putting him in a zoo, right? Like, there's a whole page of lore talking about this. At no point do they explain where the stick came from.
I know, and we can't stress enough that this is a multi-purpose stick.
It is.
Most sticks are. Like, you can hit somebody and you can prop a window open or closed.
Yeah, those
are the two purposes. This one, however, can be used as a platform, like that Donald Duck Sega game.
Yes.
You know, it's sentient. Should have mentioned that as well. You can throw it and then it will purposely fly into enemies and everything. You can stir stuff with it.
Yeah.
Those are the three that I found in my playing and watching of this.
Yeah.
And hit things with it. That's the other one.
This kind of game, you know that you are playing this kind of game when you are playing it. And it's not just, okay, the animation is really good. Maybe the sprites are just a little bit too big. You really know that you are playing this kind of game when you get to a cliff that is a little bit too high and nothing that you do can get you over it.
Yeah.
I had to look into the manual for the first one. It's like, oh, you have to press this combination of buttons to stick the stick in there to get a little boost up, right? And then you call it back like it's Mjolnir. And then I reached the second cliff that was too high and nothing I did got me over it.
It actually has a real precursor to this genre is A Boy and His Blob.
Yeah.
Of this kind of like vaguely puzzle-like, vaguely action-like animation showcase that's just esoteric as shit.
Yeah.
You know? Which is also like, you know, there's things to like about that game, but it's got problems.
Yeah. So you get you got this stick and then it's just levels. You know, if you're looking for
Commander Keen style levels.
Yeah,
but with more puzzles.
Commander Keen style levels. The thing that this reminds me most of, like stylistically or in play, and I do think that this is a better game. It is a game that I have some affection for. It's not quite a WAF, not quite an abject suffering, but more people probably played it. Toe Jam and Earl 2, The Panic on Funkatron.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that. That was going to be a WAF thing, and I vetoed it. I hate that game.
Yeah.
If you remember, I vetoed that.
I do not remember it. I do not remember putting that forward. Is that what we did? Starfield instead?
Or we did Starflight.
Because
same developer. We were going to do Toe Jam and Earl 1 and 2 in the same episode because we were still doing split EPs like maniacs.
Yeah.
And then I vetoed it though because I hate that game.
Yeah.
Could not truck it. But I also didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And especially compared to putting it right up against Toe Jam and Earl 1. You know,
yes, which I think is really interesting.
Yes.
Like Toe Jam and Earl 1 has problems, but it's really interesting. It does have kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, this is also the kind of thing that something like Beavis and Butthead and Virtual Stupidity or, you know, Bart's Nightmare ascribes to be.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge scale of this sprite highlight 16-bit game that is not gameplay first and consequently is not very good.
I'm going to make sure nobody comes out of the woodwork to chastise us. Virtual Insanity is the
adventure.
That's the adventure game. It's just Beavis and Butthead. You're just thinking of Beavis and Butthead, the one where they're trying to get the pieces of their Guar tickets.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The 16-bit platformer, or the Wayne's World platformer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of games like this. This is definitely a crappy game-o-type.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was thinking about during this is that I wanted Bubba to have shoes.
You know,
I understand for his character archetype, but like you're walking on alien stuff.
It's got to be kind of a diehard situation because you look at these aliens and they're all real tiny. Nobody's really rocking human sized feet.
No,
you would think that he would like use like a fast food wrapper, cereal box. He could go full Hughes. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, the stick should do something for it.
Yeah,
I don't know what. You know, he could ride it around.
Yeah,
like for a multi-purpose stick, it doesn't actually have that many purposes. In this, I'm saying better than a normal stick.
I mean,
most sticks that I have are not sentient, but
most sticks do not do not call back. You know, come back when I call for them. You know, but otherwise, it's one of those things.
When I say sentient, it has eyes too.
Yes,
like it's a little guy.
Yeah, has like palm tree hair on it.
Yeah, it's a little surfer. Like it's a little cool guy.
There are so many things that are gendered that do not need to be. You know, like, every guy, blah, blah, blah. I think this is universal. I think anybody who went through a particular kind of childhood has an affection for this, where you're just out in the wood and you find a real good stick.
Yeah.
You know, that to me seems like a universal thing. Like, I want to have this stick because it's a good stick.
Did you bring up gender because you're thinking of the stick as a boy, or are you saying that is a male coded thing?
It is a male coded thing. Like you will see this along with like, people will say, dudes all like this. It's just like a dude to hold on to like a real good box, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
every time anyone says any of those things, all I can think of are exceptions.
Yes.
They end up bothering me.
Yes.
Like it's really adjacent to the, it's the heterosexual urge to have a good sandwich that fire hydrant is neurodivergent coded.
Yeah.
It's just it's using identity as like a sprayer, like you're fucking playing Splatoon. Just like spraying portal identity gel onto everything so you can bounce on it.
I only bring it up because I want to underline that it is universal. Sometimes there is a real good stick, and I want everybody to know. You got a good stick, right? And if I said, there's just a real, you just find a real good stick, I don't want people to think, that's only for certain people. No, real good sticks are for everybody.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
I've been to enough Renaissance fairs where like a lady's walking around with a real good stick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it happens. It's one of those things where like, and this is beyond the purview of abject suffering.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, there are things that don't, when you say things need to be gendered, the reason why I thought you were talking about the stick itself, because the stick's a little dude. Like he's kind of got a little surfer haircut. And I'm like, what gender a stick? Like it's phallic, but also grow up.
Yeah. But also grow up is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just thinking about like, I don't know, like something like that could just be a person thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be a boy thing. Like you have a stick.
Yeah.
Or you do the stuff like, all kinds of people who used to play in like the woods.
Yeah.
Like why claim it?
Yeah.
I don't let it be for all.
I only brought up.
We're all siblings.
I only brought up.
I'm not calling you out. I'm calling out the phenomenon.
Oh yeah. I only brought up the gender thing because my mind was around to. I just wanted to talk about having a real good stick, and the immediate response would be like, "Oh yeah, like those memes I see. Memes are dumb." Yeah.
What memes are you talking?
Oh,
you got a new source on stick memes?
No, you can see it. It's just one of those things you see. Like people will just like post dumb shit like that. I don't know. We're going off on a wild thing here.
This is pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have seen memes about finding a good stick.
Yeah.
Right now as an adult, I still have the ability to spot a good stick.
Yeah.
But I don't pick one up because if you're walking around a city with a stick, that's different.
Yes, it is different in a city.
I'm starting a Warriors gang. I'm trying to attract stick-minded folk.
Yeah, the stickleys. Yeah. Yeah. I do have an answer for where I've seen this. It is almost entirely in the like I used to drink from a garden hose kind of thing.
Boomer.
Yeah. It's real boomer, and now Gen X is trying to claim it. Like the garden hose passes from generation. It's coming for us.
Yeah, I drink from a garden hose.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than you, but I did that from time to time.
I drank from a garden hose too. It was a source of water.
Yeah, it's one of the big sources of water you have access to when you're outside as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
the difference is I don't get all fucking high and mighty about it.
It's one of the weirder boomer things to get high and mighty about.
Yeah.
Like I think it's weird to have too strong of an opinion either way with that. Like if you're like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing in the world, it's probably not good behavior. Like I wouldn't do it now as an adult. Like I'm like, that seems like I can just get water from a sink like a person.
I would say let the hose run a little bit because you don't want to like get a big mouthful of mosquito eggs or something.
Some snake. Yeah. But if you let it run for a little bit, which we always did, because it tasted better on some levels.
Yeah.
We knew.
Well, no, if the hose has been sitting out and the sun has been beating down on it, everybody knows the first couple of seconds of that are going to be real hot. You do not want that on a hot day.
No.
The cold water comes from deep down and you have to turn it on a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's silly too. It's right for people to be like, that's, I wouldn't do that now. It's silly for people to be like, I fucking did and I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like, of course you are. It's at the end of the day, it's water. We're not built to die. We're not fucking aliens from Signs. We're not the War of the Worlds. Like we can accept a little bit of germs, but again, it's real similar to that fire hydrant has neurodivergent energy. You don't need to make that your identity.
No,
that you did this thing.
You know what I think? I think that there's just a contingent of every generation, at least of the ones that are alive right now, that want to find different ways to say my parents beat the shit out of me and I'm fine. Also, I want to beat the shit out of kids too.
I want carte blanche to do horrible things.
Yeah.
Because horrible things were done to me. A lot of that kind of stuff comes from not liking seeing young people complain and trying to like fight your Pokemon against them, like trying to big dog them about what you've been through and how you turned out without taking into account any external factors.
Yes.
Like you also bought a house for $60,000.
Yeah.
Asshole. It's not the same thing.
No.
And that's fine. Like you don't need to, like, I also don't want to waste tons of energy being like furious about that.
No.
It's just the nature of time.
Maniacs,
like it moves forward and changes. Like your context changes. Just be a goddamn individual.
Have you ever seen Good Old Days magazine, Gary?
Oh yeah. I used to get my grandpa that.
Yeah.
One of the really like sweet memory of me bonding with my grandfather before he passed away was getting him that magazine and then mixing it or making him burnt CDs of old songs I found through the Fallout soundtracks.
Oh,
that he liked.
That is very sweet.
Yeah. Like me and my grandpa I'd be like, hey, check this out. And he'd be like, oh, I remember this. And it was real fun. And then we'd listen to like a Fallout soundtrack.
Huh.
And like, yeah. And he like knew a bunch of the songs from when he was a kid.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. I love my grandpa. I miss my grandpa a lot. He's great.
I miss my grandpa too.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. My other grandpa I could care. My dad's side of the family's not so good. Yeah. But my mom's dad was great.
Yeah. Sorry, I got real depressed about my grandpa there for a moment. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, Good Old Days magazine, for people who don't know, it's literally just a magazine that is either people writing in or just like articles saying like, do you remember when chairs were made out of wood?
Yeah. It's with period appropriate ads.
Yes.
Which to me is the most fascinating part that's going to absolutely drag my ass when like in 30 years when Good Old Magazine is basically just Wizard Magazine from 1993. And I'm just be like, yeah, look at this advertisement for Youngblood.
Yeah.
Or for some shit like that. Ooh, Pitt and Max. Cool characters.
If young people listen to our show, which we know they don't, how many times they would roll their eyes when we gush about, I don't know, watching something for Adaptation Decay, and they kept the old commercials in, it'll
happen to you.
It'll happen to you.
Not trying to do the cliche, but I think that's universal as well. I think that will happen to everybody.
It'll happen to them, but also like it's going to be so poorly documented. Like we have those because people taped things. Like nothing is going to stick around. It's all going to be screenshots.
Yeah. And commercials now are just through streaming and you just don't watch them.
Yeah.
So it's like impossible to get nostalgia for a commercial now.
Yeah.
Because it's just something you look at your phone during or try to skip as fast as you can.
It's also one of the bleakest things imaginable if you just say it in raw terms to get nostalgia for marketing.
It's that, but I put that on basically the same level as watching the game, the game announcements or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, watching anything that's just a bunch of commercials.
Yeah.
Like, people throw parties for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the same kind of bleakness.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it is bleak.
Yeah. I indulge in both, but when you look at it with perspective, it's just kind of like, well, this is, whatever.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Not everybody lives an optimal life.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. It's also, if kids think we're uncool for watching like compilations of, commercials from 1990, sometimes I'm high when I do it.
Yes.
So I don't want to sound too badass, but that changes things a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I would pay for DVDs of just like, here's 3-hour video blocks of just MTV's the 10 spot.
Yeah.
Like, literally just like roll me in with Daria Say What karaoke, biorhythms and Syphil and Ollie. Just like, give me that shit.
Yeah. I like that kind of stuff is the absolute holy grail of VHS finds.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to a bunch of VHS groups on Facebook, and people will find stuff like that in a thrift store, and it will just be somebody who had taped a TV show for a channel for a day, basically.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. And it's like everyone loses their mind
mm-hmm.
when somebody finds that. It's just like this huge mitzvah for the community. It's really great.
Yeah. We didn't talk about this. We've got Bubba. He's barefoot. Bubba is a hillbilly. So we're in this little hillbilly zone as well.
Yes. Yeah. And that's, a kind of thing that's not a great stereotype,
mm-hmm.
But also one that's a little bit hard for me to be too mad at. No.
It's the only thing that makes me a little bit mad is Core is British. So I'm like, okay, come on. You got to come.
A little punching down.
You got to come at me. You got to come at here guy. Come on.
Core is a really weird company because I feel like the Tomb Raider games are legitimately good.
Uh-huh.
And almost everything else they've done is garbage.
Yeah.
We're looking at like Chuck Rock and, shit like that. They're a very inconsistent company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking. They've got a game called Curse of Enchantia.
I like Enchantia.
Yeah. I don't remember reading it. It's a graphic adventure. I don't remember reading about this in the Kurt Collada book.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's on. It's probably on there because it's a DOS game.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah. I will read about that. I've been wanting to do a reread of that. Anyway, I joined a Facebook group. This is such fucking boomer episode.
No, it's fine.
Because I'm talking about Facebook groups. Facebook keeps targeting me groups, and I'm looking. I don't really like Reddit very much.
Right.
I don't hate it as much as I used to, but like I don't really like it. So if I just want to see like a community of people talking about things, it ends up being kind of a good way.
Mm-hmm.
To find that, as much as it's a morally bankrupt site. So it's like, hey, Sierra adventure game stuff. Do you want to join this thing? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for the amount of times people post.
Oh God. Yeah.
It is the most active group.
Oh,
it's not very big,
mm-hmm.
but everyone is nonstop just posting like their shelves, which are really cool to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I will look at somebody with like a complete collection of Sierra games.
Oh yeah.
All the time. And then just absolute, like so many old people asking for a legal way to play these games, and they're really wrapped around the axle on legal. And people will come in sometimes and be like, oh, you can play it. They don't sell it anymore. You just have to do this. And they're like, no, I want it to be legal.
Oh God.
Like they're afraid.
Uh-huh.
Like Sierra's going to come get them.
Yeah.
For fucking playing Freddy Farkas.
Hey, Freddy Farkas, well, you Freddy fucked up today.
Yeah. Frontier, psychiatrist. It's not psychiatrist.
Frontier pharmacist. Yeah.
Yeah. You're ready for Frontier pharmacist justice.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in a couple of groups that hit me with way too many notifications like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of game facts on this. There's one fact that didn't have anything really good, and there are no reviews on this.
No.
There is somebody in the board who tries several times over the course of, well, they did it a few times in 2008, then they came back 8 years later to do something that I do not understand. So we have Bubba, let me see here.
For Bubba 44.
For Bubba 44, who came to this for unknown reasons. And in 2008, has a 16-page thread of mostly them. It is called "This Applies to Me," and then they're saying like, oh, we're those board hunters, et cetera, et cetera. And they go away for a while. They come back in 2009 saying this applies to me again, and then nothing again until 2016 or 2015 when they come back saying, I failed all those years ago, but this time, will I? IDK, it's looking like it.
It's real sweaty.
Yeah.
The original thread, 4 pages deep, where he'd been posting like ellipses and stuff, is like, if you ever see me in a topic, just ask me a random question. I'll answer. And like, this is a cry for help. This is somebody who really wants to just talk to somebody.
Uh-huh.
They just chose the weirdest possible thing. On page 5, Ultima Blaster 27 attacks and claims board.
Oh, God.
In response to for Bubba 44 typing, if you see me in a topic, just ask me a random question and I'll answer. How many times? 9 times.
Yeah.
And then somebody finally took the bait.
Yeah. And claimed the board. And then Bubba responds, or we can be homies.
It's real sad.
Yeah.
And then just writes that over and over. I am incredibly depressed by for Bubba 44. Imagine if he was 44 years old at this point, and that's why that's his name.
we have Demi Pimp saying, hey, are you having fun? And for Bubba 44 says, hell yeah, you? And then Demi Pimp says,
just like, I'm out.
Yeah, this game was hype. And then Bubba says, what game?
Yeah. It's no longer about the game to me. I no longer see.
This is so different from a board claim. Sorry, I just keep going. Yeah.
It's very bleak. It's bleak. We should ask Bubba 44 if they drink from the hose.
We should, although it's been 8 years. Yeah. It's another 8 years. We're due for a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah. The real quick we're at time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the episode flew by. The warlock who I follow on Facebook.
Yes.
The conservative warlock who went to family court for his kid and stuff. They have opened, I get advertisements from that. They've opened a magic camp for kids. Your child's potential is waiting to be unlocked. Yep. Stop settling for boring summers and restless kids. Use the promo code WINNER to save $25. Can you imagine? Like, I'm going to go indoctrinate my kid because they make the charges against Hunter Biden disappear and all this bullshit.
They just we magically we're going to pour more charges out of the hat because he's he's like arch conservative. You know what? There are a lot of places you can send your kid for a summer. I wouldn't send them to a magic camp run by a libertarian.
No, I wouldn't either.
No,
I wouldn't send my kid to a magic camp without vetting the person a lot, because I like stage magic. There are a lot of fucking low cards in that deck.
Yes.
In terms of politics, it attracts, some chuddos.
Yeah, they demand to be taken seriously.
Yes. Gross.
Anywho.
Thanks, Harry, for listening.
Thank you. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Kick us a few bucks a month. At $5, you get bonus episodes of this show, 2 of them, and whole other bonus shows.
Yeah. You can also leave us rating reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and now YouTube Music. Anywhere you can find podcasts, please do it. Talk about us online.
Yeah.
And join us in thanking our producer, Gwen.
Thank you, Gwen. Yeah. Until next time. Oh God, I signed in earlier and it signed me out, Gary. I signed in earlier.
This whole experiment of having you do part of this has been an abject failure.
Yes.
You got to do your own outro thing.
No, I'm here.
Did you get in?
Yeah. Until next time, This has been Abject Suffering, where there's not a lot of meat in those gym mats.